Hello and welcome back to the STB Racing League Season 20 here for the Tier 3 British Grand Prix. If we can get going in a bit as the sprint qualifying takes into effect for the British Grand Prix. So before that we have a one-shot qualifying just like we did in Tier 1 and Tier 2 yesterday and Monday. So we will get on with that in 12 seconds time. Everyone else just has one fast lap. Make it all count. Strategy will come to play with the tyres, because obviously the tyres will carry over into the sprint qualifying. And then I'll have a fresh set of tyres come into the race. And as I said, everyone's going off now. Set lap times as I go now. As Lamlin takes the lead initially into turn 1, but loses multiple places. That's actually basically flat out. We've got Maldi's on set mediums, so we have some interesting tyre choices. So only Maldi and Papadel's on the set of mediums. Right now Maldi's up to P3 on those set of mediums. You'd be seeing that on the screen somewhere. Into Brooklands, get the car in. Maybe not use as much curb as Pazapin would have wanted as he gets the car rotated around. It's important to get a good exit here. No short shifting. I prefer to have a short shift into 4 if I do. Using all the track available. Now, coming into Cops, should be flat out. Rave it out now from Magdebeck. It's flat, and then you lift off and just start hovering the brake as you navigate between the brake and accelerator pedal between the corners, and you get a nice corner. That's been done that very nice and clean. Now down the hang straight, coming towards Stowe. Carry as much speed as into the corner. Sometimes it's a 6th corner, gear corner in qualifying. Right near the track limits there. Coming into the last chicane. Using seconds. No look of short shift near. It's just getting the grip. I'm finding it. It is a first place by a mile. By 4/10 of a second to KTM Viper. Another 4/10 behind that. It's Sentinel. So, yeah, Maldi's going to be. I think maybe you're hoping a little bit more on those mediums. I mean, I think you could have a bit of a P5, P4, even P3. Considering how close those there from 4th to 5th was. So, that is your one-shot qualifying done. We've had only the 10 people manage to set a lap time in. Kazak obviously managed to had a spin somewhere, but obviously because he got the lap in, he on default goes up to 10th because the everyone else behind him did not set lap time or got disqualified. So yeah, so there's your qualifying positions here. We've got Mazepin on pole, Viper in pole. Well, technically it's pole now. Viper in 2nd, Sentinel in 3rd, Young in 4th, Vesictas in 5th, Maldi 6th, Alpha 7th, Lumlin 8th, Matador 9th, and Kazak 10th. With Cargo, Sant, and Pirilon Papadevils in 10th, 11th, and 12th, and 13th and 14th, respectively. And it's very cloudy here. So, maybe a chance of rain, or it's just going to be a cloudy sprint qualifying race. ...20 seconds before we can get the first formation lap of the day. Ready for the sprint race qualifying race. As we stare at the Silverstone Wing grandstand then. Silverstone Wing paddock. So all of them made enough. It's very, very cloudy here. Very... Just basically showing exactly what the weather is right now in the UK. Very cloudy and very high chance of rain. But it's not quite raining here as I come around for the formation lap. People like Maldi and I'll say Papador, but Papador's never done this lap on those medium tyres. So, yeah, there you go. Maldi and Papador's only ones starting on the medium compound. they will go towards softs at the end. So strategies you gotta use is different than you would normally do in a sim race. You want to be on those softs as early as you can without sacrificing too much. You don't want to pit on the first lap because that's where you might gain some positions. But at the same time, I don't pit too early as well because you don't want those softs to be too worn towards the end, which just will make it a bit more of a sitting duck coming towards the end of the race. But prime position to pit is like lap 3, lap 4, when the set of mediums go onto the softs, and the softs you can try and match that, but theoretically it's faster to go to about lap 7, lap 8. But with the undercut being a thing, since not many people have done it, it's not really so much of a case, but it's very easy for somebody just to dip into the pits early, because the pit window is as big as long as the race is. So you can pit lap 1 or you can pit lap 13 on the set of softs or the set of mediums. So regardless of what you do, you can put wherever you want, but there's always more effective ways of doing it. So see how these soft runners decide to go, whether they want to stretch their softs longer and use those softer tyres for longer, but maybe getting undercutted by other people, or do they go shorter but then they'll be on the medium tyres, the harder medium compound longer, but they might not avoid getting undercutted. And there's Maldi, which most likely want to pit early for those softs, get rid of those tyres as quickly as possible, probably about lap 3ish, 4ish, onto a set of softs, and those softs easily get to the end. The softs can do about half a race distance, which is 13 laps. Anyway, here we go for the first ever sprint qualifying here in Tier 3. It's 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. It's lights out. Here we go for the first ever Tier 3 sprint qualifying, and it looks like a decent start for Mazepin. The Mercedes behind him is like a good start as well, as Viper's trying to take away protect his position, which he has done. No one's been taken out turn 1. Iconically, as the Haas trying to make a move. It's 3 wide. The McLaren, and I think that's a Ferrari off the circuit. That is Matador. As they're all trying to weave through, I think some contact happening with Rel. Maldi's dropped down to 7th. He's side by side with a Ferrari and he's pushed him off the circuit. Alpha's just shoved Maldi off the circuit, and now Maldi's under a threat from Carago on the set of softs. Maldi's be careful, those mediums aren't going to go to it, but Carago's just gone straight inside of Maldi, and Maldi's not going to be having anything to that. Maldi's just going to push him off. Maldi said he's not giving any shit to any drivers. He's just going to force him to it, and there's a Mercedes! Oh, and that's sensible! And that's not just crucial, that's not just lost points there. He's going to be start last, or second to last, in the main race. And that's the problem with crashing in sprint qualifying. You have such a good qualifying position, but then actually, the actual starting position for the actual race, you're right at the back of the grid. So now, Sensible will be starting at the back of the grid. Unfortunate for him, but it looked like it was a mistake. And now Maldi and Alpha are going at it again, as the Alpha's now dropped off. He's had a spin or something. And now Maldi and Cargo are side by side, and Maldi's trying to defend the position, but you're sacrificing a lot of time right now. They're already out of DRS reach. Now Cargo's trying to make a move, and Maldi's gone to the gravel. All this fighting is going to hurt them so much. And there you go, Mazepin leads the way. It's coming through, weaving through turn 1 and turn 2, it should be easy flat. They're not carrying too much of heavy fuel, since it only is technically a 25% race. But Maldi needs to get his pace going because he's 2 seconds behind everyone else now, and now he's under fire. He's got a huge train behind him, looking to overtake the Ferrari. He's looking at everything. Everyone's trying to find grip, wherever to find slipstream. Now side by side, they've collided again. It's not the first time it's happened. Maldi's going to steam on it back on the inside. He has. He's pushed Alpine off the circuit, or off wide, and not side by side. Are we going to see Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, or are we going to see something else? Side by side down into Cop's corner, and the Mercedes got the inside line with Alpine, and Maldi has to back out. I think even Maldi had to back out of that one. It's just, you don't want to be, it's just better to keep it safe, but you need to be aggressive at the same time in sprint qualifying, because this is going to be your qualifying results. And I think Maldi's disconnected. He's looking, driving very, I think he's going to pause. He paused. It looks like Maldi paused there for a second then. There you go, I think he's taking control back of his car again. Because it looked like he was driving an AI for a second then, and he's instantly gone wide because there's a McLaren up inside of him now. Those mean tyres aren't working, and McLaren's gone off on the Kazak, and he's lost his front wing. He will have to peel into the pits, get that front wing changed. The pit lane's right there. And Maldi's struggling. And Krago is now up into 4th place as Kazakh looked like maybe some collisions. I'm not sure if that was Maldi turning into him. And then he's got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. As it's just a 37-mile-an-hour pit lane, not 50. And I don't know if it was just Kazakh going wide and right into Maldi, or Maldi kind of weaved into him on the exit, trying to push him on towards the pit lane sort of side. But I don't know what it was, what caused it. But Maldi's got no pace at all. I know he's on the mediums, but he shouldn't be this low. Even if you're on the mediums should only be about half a second slower, not 2 seconds slower. He's already 5 seconds off the leading group, and that's not even been 3 laps yet. So they're losing 2.5 seconds a lap as of right now. Right now we've got Mazepin leading the way with KTM Viper leading behind him, and you've got Fasitas just hovering within there. DRS now enabled. KTM Viper used that DRS to catch back up to Viper here. Yeah, he's gained about 2.5 tenths just from that DRS. Fasitas obviously hovering behind. But lines, Fasitas maybe not taking the greatest line there. As Fasitas sets the fast up for the race. DRS showing in how it's done. Maldi's pitted early for a set of from off the set of mediums onto a set of softs. It's very early pit for a set of softs, but say about lap 3, lap 4. Now you can have better tyres, or you can have softer tyres for the rest of the race, that's for sure. It won't be fresher though. But Maldi's going to have to use that advantage, clear air and fresh rubber to his advantage. As these guys' tyres are now 4 laps old, with a bit of qualifying as well. But also take account, Alpha's already got a penalty here. So penalty is going to be crucial for your qualifying position for the main race. So that's Krago going wide at the cops. Don't really do that too many often. Now, Fasitas and DRS of Viper. Viper's and DRS of Mazepin. Viper's definitely close to Mazepin in this lap. It was about 7.5 tenths coming to Stowe. It's now 3.5 tenths as Viper goes very wide and loses about 3 tenths by doing so. But this group's definitely closed up a little bit. The DRS is just helping them close up a little bit. I think without the DRS, I think Viper would be out of the DRS range. See how spread out the field is already. We had a lot of early stops with a few collisions. Obviously going to hurt your qualifying position. Back on the leading group now. Got Viper within DRS range of Mazepin. Mazepin's keeping his DRS in check, not trying to use it too much. This group's all within 1 second now. Definitely closed up. I wonder if any of them are going to pit early and try and get an undercut. Whether that work, I don't know. So I pitted from the softs to the mediums, and then when the people pitted for the softs behind me, I was still able to match their pace, despite them being on fresher, softer tyres, because the tyres didn't actually, well, probably because the softs weren't actually that much quicker. I don't feel like there's much pace difference between the two compounds, to be honest. No, it's just closing up. Okay, Viper's down within 4 tenths of a second, but he always seems to lose a bit of time through Stowe. Oh, Mazepin's pit says Viper went for a bit of a dummy there. Mazepin reacted and he's gone to the pit lane. Very easy into pit lane. Didn't want to get a speed in the pit lane. It's very easy to do around a circuit. You're going there at 160 miles an hour. And it's a 37 mile an hour pit lane. It's 30 mile an hour slower than most tracks you would. So now Viper will now have to defend from Fasitas. Viper's got no more DRS to defend from Fasitas. Fasitas will probably try and get the move done now and then pit ahead of him and hope he stays ahead. I mean, he's got the whole lot to do it. Let's look on from the helicopter shot. See Viper using a lot more entry curb and a lot more apex curb as well. It's a bit of a mare section. Also, that's Maldi 65 lap. There you go. That's the fresher, softer tyres. Showing you just got a little bit more pace, and maybe about 40% of ERS as well to be used up as well. Take that, isn't exactly 60%. Convenient. Flat out through here. It won't be flat out in the start of the main race with the heavy fuel. Be interesting to see what people's tyres go on. I think the soft tyre is probably favourable because if you get damaged in lap 1, then you can't go onto the mediums and try and stretch them to the end. So if you do get damaged early on. Well, I think Viper will pit this lap. Years. C-Test will have to follow. Didn't look at the Spies and Gleedon. No! And Viper sped into the pit lane, and for C-Test, then he followed him, hitting the back into Viper. And Viper's lost a lot of time, and so has Krago. Don't think they forgot that it's a 37 mile an hour pit lane, not a 50. It's very easy to do, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Sant's braking very early, very early. Making sure he gets in, and that's going to help Mazepin just to worry about overtaking these guys. Mazepin's already pitted. Mazepin's already pitted, and he's already about 7-8 seconds ahead of Maldi. I see when Maldi comes out. Will he come ahead of Krago? That massive undercut. Oh, it's going to be close. There it is, a side by side. Maldi just about scrapes past. Now let's see, worn soft tyres or fresher medium tyres? That's the question. But now Maldi, look at the gap that Maldi's lost to Mazepin. It's almost 8 seconds. Now Cargo's got DRS, but it's not close enough as of right now. And Cargo's got some real confidence on those fresher tyres. Big Cops corner, there you go. Fizette's got to trust those new tyres. Bit of miss apex there by Maldi, and a bit late on the downshift, but then again that's the automatic gears doing its thing. Maldi's missing his apexes. You can see Cargo is just hitting his apexes, able to carry a bit more speed because you're opening his corners a bit more. As Cargo is now going to make the move. And now Maldi's down into P7. Alpha and Lomblin, the last two people to pit in the box on lap number 7. As Mazepin sits the fast lap of the race, about half a second a lap faster than Maldi on those soft tyres. These guys will easily get ahead of those cars in the pits. So it looks like Krago and Maldi are fighting for 4th place. Now Maldi, DRS has some short DRS, we see that's very close to Viper, but Maldi just not close enough yet. Looks like these guys are going to be fighting for this position for the rest of the race. And too far ahead of the people in front, sorry, behind, and too far behind the people in front. They're going to be having their own little battle towards the end. Wow, I think that's Alpha going around left field. He's got Young 2 seconds behind him. So Alpha's got some company for the rest of this 5.5 laps to come down the old pit straight into the old turn 1 of Cop's corner. Easy flat out now. Almost qualifying fuel now. As Viper's out of DRS here. Actually, there's something inside the Viper. Oh, and there's a little bit of a touch, and Viper has to concede a position. Fizette's now gains into P2 as they lose touch with Mazepin, and Viper nearly lost it there out of Club and Vale. Oh, Fizette's taking a very extraordinary line. Fizette's looks a bit stronger pace than Viper right now. Viper seems to be struggling. Not the greatest lines today. He's a bit tight at turn 3 and a bit wide at turn 4. He's almost losing DRS distance on Fizette's here. Behind he's got past Krago. Cargo just takes a better line through there. He's opening the corner up, having more speed, and then he's got a better exit. And Maldi's taking a tighter line, and he's getting himself pinched at the Luffield corner, and it's just stopping him from being able to unwind his steering lock earlier, having to keep that steering lock on for a little bit longer to make sure he gets around that corner. And I won't be using that sausage curve too much. That Cargo's going to be all around the back of that. Vasitas, he's got so close to Mazepin here. Either Vasitas has got insane pace, or Mazepin's had a mistake. I'm going to go with the second one, and there's yellow flags. That's Papa Devils on the hard tyre, which shouldn't even exist in the main race, never mind the sprint qualifying. And Viper's got nothing to react. Vasitas is just letting him dead. Vasitas is looking very quick. The Red Bull has a very greyish look to it in these dull conditions. It almost looks like a grey colour than like a blue colour. You almost think it's ghosting. It's that sort of like grey colour, but Vasitas, on the back of Mazepin, Vasitas looks like it has good race pace, and you also get to take that into the actual race, which will be in a separate lobby in a separate stream. Krago's on the back of Maldi. We'll continue looking at Mazepin and Vasitas from now. Vasitas is now getting that hot air out of the back of that Haas car. Just has got DRS and slipstream, but nothing. He might be making a move here. He's got a lot more overspeed than Mazepin, but not close enough to make a move. Oh, he's sniffing, but he can't be doing that. There might be a corner cut there warning for Vasitas. That was definitely forward off the track on the inside. They don't be doing that too often. Next turn, now got a penalty. But there should be too much of a problem with Kazakh. Also has a penalty behind him, so he won't lose any positions. Maldi's just got past. I wonder if that was a tactical move by Cargo, and now Cargo will get DRS on Maldi. He's going to repass Maldi here, I think. Up the inside he goes. Maldi drives it around the outside, but the Cargo's not having any of it, and he's going to force Maldi into taking the title line. Maldi's soft tyres are holding on for now. That should be fine really for another 6 laps, but obviously Maldi's come back at him, but he's got the outside line. Cargo's going to have the inside line. I don't have a good camera angle, and I think Maldi's just overtook him off the circuit. Maldi's got to move. I can't really say what happens because I didn't see it because the camera angles are terrible. Oh, Cargo nearly went into the back of Maldi there. Pretty sure something similar happened in Tier 1. I can't remember who by. But Cargo's making that re-overtake done. Maldi on the outside, he's on the grass. There's wheel-to-wheel contact here. Cargo's around the outside of Maldi's. Maldi's holding it for now. He's pinching him to the inside. Now Cargo's off the inside line. Maldi has Maldi's gone. But Maldi's caught it. They had a second contact with Cargo, which actually helped Maldi's car rotate back. It's almost like a side pod glitch. Then Maldi's front wheel coursed the back of Cargo's rear wheel and actually spun him back into a straight line again. So Maldi actually had a bit of a stroke of luck there, because there wasn't that second contact. Maldi we would have been ground at that point. It's lap 12 out of 13. Vasitas still not making a move yet on Mazepin. Maldi's going to be using that DRS to try and catch back up to Cargo here. Reminiscent is back as his engineer for tonight, so definitely giving him some pointers on how to finish out the points. Oh man, he's on wides. It looks like he's got away with it, especially for that corner anyway. And we're doing too many more of them. Oh, he's fucked it. He's absolutely fucked it. He's diabolical corner that was. There was no interest in hitting that apex through Beckett. And I think that might be Papa Devil's about to get lapped. He's had another spin. Those hard tyres are not working for him. I don't even know why he's on those tyres in the first place. He should have just put it onto the softs on that one. Smarty's now just around touching distance of Mazepin. Cargo's got a penalty, so that gives Maldi the automatic 5th place. Maldi just needs to hold it now and not get a penalty himself. So, but luckily Mazepin with that penalty doesn't have anyone behind him to take it from him. As Vitesse is now going to get Mazepin, but Mazepin does not have DRS. I thought he might have had it, but probably that was too far ahead on the DRS detection point. But if Vitesse wants to get the move done, it needs to be right now into that hanger straight. He has no choice. He has he's a bit more overtake than Mazepin. He's going to use some of the extra overtake to catch back up to Mazepin here. Mazepin's got 5 less still, even with that extra overtake that Vitesse used. Yeah, he's 3/10 behind now. Definitely looking to make a move on Mazepin here. Oh no, Vitesse has gone wide at Beckett, and that looks like to be his first place start. It's just gone out the window. There's a poor exit, and I don't see how Vitesse is going to get back from this. Yeah, Vitesse has lost it. It was his own mistake, and he's got a penalty, which is just basically solidifies that first place for Mazepin. And they come around in the last corner. Mazepin will get to start in first place. Oh, Maldi's just got a warning on the last lap. Oh no. Oh, Maldi, you had to hold it for 4 more corners. And even 4 corners you can hold it. Oh no, Krago got a 5-second time penalty, which I didn't even realise. I forgot about that 5-second time penalty, which means Maldi still gets that P4. In fact, Krago is down to 6th. So, anticlimactic that was. Mazepin in first, that's Vitesse bottling it, and that's on that last lap. Viper just had no pace on those medium tyres. He was only keeping Mazepin when he had the DRS. As soon as out DRS, he was nowhere. But Maldi will go and clinch that 4th place in the end. Whoa. That race was just under 20 minutes for Mazepin, that was. So, the rain race should be about 40 minutes. Here is your podium finishes for sprint qualifying. Well, I shouldn't really be a podium interview anyway, so skip that. And there is your sprint qualifying results, which will be the results taken into the race. They'll be your starting positions for the race after we reset the stream and reset the lobby for the race. So here you see Mazepin will start first for the main 50% race. Vitesse will start 2nd, Viper will start 3rd, Maldi will start 4th, Young will start 5th, promising with no penalties there. Cargo will start 6th, Lomelin will start 7th, Alpha will start 8th, Alex will start 9th, Sant will start 10th, Kazakh starts 11th, Matador starts 12th, Papadel starts 13th, Sentinel starts P14, and Pirel starts P15. There will be 3 tyre choice, obviously, because they'll be into a new lobby. But we will see you in around 5 to 10 minutes.